In this video, we'll be talking about finding your niche and ideal customer, which is the core of any business, not in your having your white label, but in general for any business, to know who you're marketing to, who is your customer that is more likely to buy from you, and how to scale it to get to more of this type of customer. So, who's your ideal customer and what is your niche? We've created the doc file that we'll be looking in a moment again, where you can actually see the niche dive table and the ideal customer table that you can browse through, and you can fill in a few minutes and I guess identify. There is a few ways to identify your niche market as well. But let's talk why it is so important to identify a market. So identify a market, be the best in a specific niche, and then you can move to another one. So the idea here is that when you identify, let's say, a market, which is, it can be very small, but become the best solution that there is on the market about this type of customers. Let's say, I don't know, chiropractors. It's not a small niche, but it's a niche market that you can provide the exact solution for them. And why it is so good when you target a specific market? First of all, you're not targeted to everybody, so your messaging can be a lot clearer and focused and targeting that specific audience. So when you do any campaigns, any landing pages, any templates for your white label, you can focus them on that market so they have the exact solution. And instead of browsing and trying to understand if this is the solution for them, you already show them that this is, which leads to higher conversion rates. So that will, convert more of the people who you're trying to approach, either if it's cold emailing, cold messaging, campaigns, to trials and actual customers. That will also lower your ad spends because you will not be marketing to the broad masses. You'll be marketing to only that people who are the ideal customer and that you've already identified. That will obviously go to a higher lifetime value because it will be a longer retention with that customer, and that you can charge a bit extra because you're providing the exact solution. So they don't have to look anywhere else, and you provide it basically in a package, all the things that they need to accomplish whatever they're trying to accomplish. So you're solving the exact problem for that customer. And if you already, so a great way to identify a niche, so we're talking about that, but if you already have a customer base, you can identify a niche market there. So if you see specific patterns, in a way, you can identify and create like a profile and a niche market, and you can go from there and you can scale it and find similar to that people. And if you don't have a niche, don't worry about it. You can identify it with a file, but another way to identify is by finding your first 5-10 customers. Like I said, by finding your first customers, you can see these patterns of different behaviors or different problems that they have and that you're solving for them. And let's say that you have 10 customers that you acquired last month or two, and you see you're solving, let's say, problems for most of your customers in a specific market, specific niche, and you can capture and go after similar businesses, so you can create the messaging and the problems and the things that you're solving when you're approaching them to be specific, because you already know what their main pain points are. And this is very great because you have in any of your plans Basic, Growth, and Pro. So the new Basic has 5 funnels. If you're on the old one, the new one is $10 more expensive, but you get the 5 funnels in unlimited and sales funnels and so on. So basically, with any of the plans, you can onboard at least 5, 30 or unlimited basically customers for the funnels. And the funnel can solve basically any problem for any business, at least to get started with the problem, solving it. If we'll be discussing on the different problems that a customer can have, but if it's lead generation, if it's that they're looking to do sales or promote a product, which are the main things that any business needs, this is where the funnels can really exceed and provide really great results for the business. And you can do it for 5 customers, for 30, for unlimited, on top of the sites that you can also create. And funnels is basically like a website or even better. And then depending on the customer needs and what kind of a solution and problem that you're solving, you can obviously charge anywhere from $20 to a few $100 easily per month for a funnel. Because if you have a sales funnel that helps a business generate a few $1,000s every month, well, we can easily charge $100 for it, because they're making a few thousand more than before, and they'll be gladly to pay that because you provided that solution. And you can do it for many customers, and you can recoup your investment, start profiting. That's our idea behind the white label, is that you start profiting basically from the first week, from the first days. If not, when you're profiting, you can replicate it for other businesses and bring more and more customers to you and more revenue. So yeah, these plans are just perfect. That's why we give you so many funnels, and that's why you can invite a customer to each funnel and connect a domain to each funnel and each website, which is amazing way to grow. So basically, the things that you need to identify is what is the problem, what problem do you solve, and when you identify this for a specific market, you can then go broad to more customers like this and present to them how you solve their problems that you already know that they probably have. You can obviously see this in the slides. What is the problem? Can it be ignored? These are things that you'll learn when you talk with customers. That's why communication with the customer and potential customers, it's the key for any business, period. If you don't talk to your customers, you cannot create the solution that they need. You cannot solve their problems. You cannot build your campaigns. That's it. So always have to talk to your customers. And what is the solution, obviously, and how you solve it, the easiest way for them, and why you are the best place that they can even pay premium, but to get the actual results. So always have to show them that they'll get these benefits and these results. And because a customer to stay with you and to convert actually from a potential customer is where they see the value of your solution. When they see that the value of the solution is greater than the amount of payment that they have to do, then the conversion is really simple. That's basically they're converted because they see the value which exceeds the monthly payment or the setup fee and so on. So about the file, if you haven't yet identified your niche market, in your acceleration profile that you can download from below the previous video and below this video is the target market, how you can market size it, accessibility, the different aspects of a specific market and specific niche, just to enter from 1 to 5 being a good score for market size, accessibility, and so on, just to identify a few niche markets that you might be considering. Or you can start with one. My suggestion is start with one, or like I said, when you have these free funnels in these free websites, you can find your first customers if you don't have any, to find, to keep the ball rolling, to start the ball rolling, and then there you can identify a few niche markets, and then you can make your niche dive. And the customer profile. The customer profile is the actual people from this market, from this niche, that you'll be contacting in order to make this, onboarding and way to convince them that you're the solution for their problems. And we separated them into B2C, which is the small businesses. So here you can obviously have a few of these columns for the different types of customers that you might be approaching. Another one can be the freelancers. This is another niche customer type of and a niche, you can say, of people, creators who can use your system, your platform, to build out for their customers. So you can educate them, and they can be customers to you, but they can have their own customers using your system. So the growth and the pro plans, perfect for freelancers and for agencies, because they have the end customers. So by partnering with them, by they being your customers, they can build customers funnels and websites on your platform, and they can benefit, you can benefit, the end customers can benefit. So you can not only provide the solution for the end customer, but you can also provide a solution for the middleman, you can say, the freelancers and the agencies using your system. And this is high value tickets for the growth and the pro plans. So you can check out and see the different things that you can fill in. Obviously you might not be able to find and identify all the different aspects, but you can also add different things. So you can add more column rows if you see fitting. So these are some of the ways to identify your niche market, and basically this is for any business. You have to do it and to identify to whom you're selling, how to approach them, and so on. And yeah, basically the USP is for when you identify your niche market, you can create a few USPs. Is basically we help you help certain individuals or companies or businesses to achieve a specific thing. So solving their problem, whatever you're solving, by providing the best solution for lead generation, for doing sales if it's doing sales, for promoting your services, products, whatever it is specific for that market. So you can play around with these USPs and you can use them inside your landing pages, inside your funnels, inside your home pages, in order to convert more people into actually contacting you if it's do it for you, if signing up for a trial if it's do it yourself. So these are the important parts, and I cannot stress enough how important it is to identify your ideal customers and who you're trying to sell to. I know it might be hard when you get started, so that's why these funnels, free funnels and free sites can help you immensely, because you can find at least 5-10 customers to begin with, to then identify these niche markets, and then you can use the other funnels, the other sites, the normal projects to get more, because trust me, when you identified it, it will be so much easier to create campaigns, so much easier to approach people, and to convert more of the potential customers to actual customers and actually solve their problem, which, as we discussed, will result in higher tickets, higher lifetime value, longer retention. So this is about identifying your niche market. This is the very, very most essential thing when you're building any business. Do it yourself, do it for you, whatever it is in general for a business. This is it. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed it, and see you in the next video.